Hi, welcome to Scott Dikkers Around. I'm Scott Dikkers. This week on the show, we're going to catch up with John Smith Private Eye in the Petty Thieves episode, Part 2. Now, if you just happened upon this show by chance or you have no idea what you're watching, you're going to want to go back and watch the previous episode where we heard Part 1. It's an old-time radio drama in 2 parts, and if you don't understand how radio drama works, all you have to do is listen to it. But if you did catch the last episode, you're all caught up, and I can dispense with the formalities, and we can get right into this show. So sit back, put on your headphones, or watch the little fancy squiggly wave line on your screen, and let's catch up with John Smith Private Eye in Part 2 of Petty Thieves.
It's time for another episode of John Smith Private Eye. This week, the conclusion to Petty Thieves.
The name's Smith, John Smith. I'm a private eye. I had just returned from a visit to the veterinarian. My cat had been feeling a little under the weather due to my recent lapse from employment, and I decided I should find a veterinary clinic. When I finally found one, however, I didn't have my cat with me. I was just making a quick trip back to my office to pick him up when a certain Mr. Wallace hired me to find his stolen German Shepherd. I was thrilled to be offered work and immediately set out on my investigation. I spent my first few hours on the case walking through the city, whistling loudly and calling out, "Here, boy! Come here, doggy!" Which may seem silly, but that was all I could do since I didn't know what the dog's name was. In time, my diligence was rewarded. As I rounded the corner of a residential block, the most amazing thing happened. I saw Mr. Wallace's stolen German Shepherd dog. Son, hand that stolen dog over to me.
Huh?
That dog doesn't belong to you.
I think you got me confused with someone else, mister.
Give me that dog, it's not yours.
Hey, let go of the collar.
No, you let go.
Get away from me.
I'll prove it to you. Here's a photograph of that stolen dog.
Hey, wait a minute. That's a German Shepherd. This is a Pekingese. Can't you see that?
It's a very clever disguise, but you can't fool me. Just take some of that fake hair off and,
Hey!
Hey, so it's glued on, huh?
Touch my dog one more time, mister, and I'll call the cops.
A lot of good that'll do you. The very second any policeman sees that you've got that stolen dog, the whole city police force would have you surrounded.
Yeah, sure they will. Say, who are you anyway?
John Smith, private eye.
You're a private eye?
Yes, I've got my identification right here, somewhere. Here. See? This is my business card.
Wow, you really are a private eye.
Of course I am. Now I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
Where'd you get that dog?
My aunt gave it to me for Christmas 4 years ago.
Where does your aunt live?
Phoenix, Arizona.
And her name?
Emma Franklin.
No kidding. Is she related to Franklin Roosevelt?
No, look, mister, am I going to be arrested?
Let me put it this way. Young man, you're in big trouble. And that was my triumphant solving of the case. I had found my client's stolen dog and knew who was behind it all. As soon as I returned to my office, I called the police and told them where to pick up the dog and the dog thief. A few hours later, I was still feeling rather satisfied. I was sitting at my desk, staring at the wall and sporting a confident smile when someone came to the door. Oh, it's you, Mr. Wallace.
Yes, hello. I have to make this visit quick because I'm on my lunch hour at work. I have some more information that could be helpful to you.
I don't think so.
Now, just listen. All day today, I've been parked by the rear entrance of the veterinary clinic I told you about. I watched a couple of thugs load about 10 cages of animals into a van. Well, this really made me suspicious, so I followed the van. It came to a pet shop, Lefty's pet shop. Here's the address. And the same 2 men unloaded all the animals into the store.
So,
don't you see? That's what happened to my dog. They take the animals that people bring to the veterinary clinic and they sell them at the pet shop, where they have some contemptible crime ring going.
No, you've got it all wrong. The disappearance of your dog has nothing to do with the veterinary clinic. I found him earlier today.
You did?
Yes, it was disguised as a Pekingese being taken for a walk.
What? Did you go to the veterinary clinic I told you about?
Of course not. As soon as I saw your dog, I had no reason to.
I don't believe what I'm hearing. Well, you just saw a normal dog being taken for a walk and thought it was my German Shepherd in disguise? Well, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
It was obviously your dog. The little lad had pasted
Listen,
hair.
I don't want to hear your excuse. I'm going to get back to work. But I'm going to expect you to come up with something on this case, Buster, or you're off the job.
I don't think I've ever been so confused. It seemed as though Mr. Wallace didn't believe I had solved the case. After he left my office, I tried to think of what I could do to convince him. In time, I was back to staring at the wall for a little bit longer. Then suddenly, I remembered something. I had forgotten to take my cat to the veterinarian. Hoping I would still get the free service deal that the veterinarian had promised me earlier, I put my cat in a paper bag and made straight for the clinic.
No, sir. I'm sorry. The parrot you brought into this clinic a few days ago was very sick. He had some kind of disease that only us veterinarians could understand. I'm sorry, sir. Yeah,
boss! Hey, who's that on the phone, boss?
A fella that brought a parrot in here a few days ago. What's it to you? Get to work, you
I
idiot.
remember that parrot. We shipped this parrot over to Lefty's
I know. This con is working like a charm.
Con? Is that what we've been doing here, boss? Collecting animals here and then selling them at the pet shop across town?
Of course it is, you idiot. For crying out loud, you goofball's been here 4 months, you don't even know that.
I knew it, boss. Rocco's a stupid one.
Hey.
He didn't even know anything about this operation till just
Knock it
now.
off, you idiots. I got plenty of headaches without you two knuckleheads playing games. Besides, we gotta look like a professional establishment here. What if a customer came in and saw you two idiots there? Speaking of customers, I sure hope that fella brings his cat in today. See, he was coming right back. That was 5 hours ago.
Yeah, boss. Lefty said he needed 6 cats over at the pet
we only
shop.
need one more cat,
I
boss.
know. Say, wait a minute. That's the guy now. Get in the back room, you two idiots.
Let me talk to the guy, boss. I can deal with customers.
No, get in the back room. Hello, sir. Is that your cat there?
Yes, it is. Here you are. I hope it's nothing serious. He hasn't moved in 3 days.
Well, sir, we'll have him looked at real good.
Oh, thanks. That's number 6. I'll just take him so Deke and me can get him over to Lefty's pet shop.
Rocco, get in the back room, you idiot. Give me that sack.
I thought Lefty wanted to
Get in the back room, you numbskull! That's one of the boys does the cleaning up around here. He's a real kidder.
I see. So, when will my cat be ready to pick up?
A couple of days. Just a couple of days. Stop in around then. That guy's a real kidder. That
Oh,
guy.
and how much do I owe you?
There's a $5 initial fee.
Let's see. There you are. I'll see you in a couple of days then.
Okay. Good day, sir.
After I left the veterinary clinic, I walked halfway across town before realizing that I had nowhere to go. On a hunch, I decided to pay a visit to Mr. Wallace's mysterious veterinarian. Unfortunately, I had misplaced the address he gave me, so I was reduced to randomly selecting a business establishment, going in, and asking directions.
So you're interested in a cat, sir? Well, I just got 6 new ones in today.
Well, good. May I see them?
Yes,
young man?
certainly. Here they are.
That one's nice. This one looks like it's asleep.
Yeah, I think so. Hey, wake up, cat. Wake up.
It's not moving. It looks thin. It looks almost malnourished.
Well, forget
you feed
that.
the cats around
forget
here, young man?
that one. How about this one, sir? She's a white Persian. That's a very classy breed.
Yes, I like that one.
Could either of you tell me the way
I'll be with you in a moment, sir. Now, you were saying, sir.
Well, I'd like to buy this one if it.
I just want some directions.
In a minute, bub. Go on, sir.
Well, if it doesn't cost too much.
Well, it's an expensive breed. I'll
I
grant you-
really need to know some directions, if you wouldn't mind.
Wait your turn.
But,
Look, bub, can't you see I'm talking to this geezer now? Get lost!
Geezer? Well, I didn't come here to be
no,
insulted,
sir,
young
I'm
man.
sorry.
I believe I'll take my business elsewhere.
Now look what you did. Who do you think you are running all the customers out of my store?
I'm John Smith, Private Eye.
Well, I don't care who you... Private Eye.
Yes, I've come to ask directions.
Sure. Where to?
It's called, let me see here, Muggsy's Veterinary Clinic.
Muggsy's.
I can't seem to find my way there.
Oh, listen. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll have to ask someone else then. Say, you know, that cat there looks just like my cat.
Well, I don't
Wow!
know.
It's even got my name stitched into the collar like my cat does. That's amazing. Not many people are named John Smith, you know. Wow, what an incredible coincidence.
Coincidence.
I don't have my cat at home anymore, though. I took him to the veterinarian because he was a little sick.
Listen, I don't know nothing. I just work here. They just got me working the cash register here, see?
That's okay. I can ask next door. Thanks anyway.
Muggsy's Veterinary Clinic, Rocco speaking.
Shut up, Rocco. Let me talk to Muggsy.
Hey, boss! The phone, boss! Boss, don't hit me again, boss! Don't beat it! Shut up! Please don't hit me again! Shut up, you idiot! Take that phone. This is Muggsy.
This is Lefty. We got big trouble here.
What is it?
A private eye was just in here. He was playing with me just like a piece of yarn.
Yarn?
I mean, like a cat does, you know?
Oh, like a cat.
Yeah, you know when they're kittens, they play with yarn.
Yeah.
You were in big trouble. He knew everything.
But where is he now?
He's gone, probably out to get the cops.
Well, look, don't get so worked up about it. They'll never be able to pin anything on us.
I don't know, Muggsy. This guy, he seemed pretty sure of
Look,
himself.
trust me, they can't prove a thing.
I don't know. I want to get out of town, Muggsy.
Get out of town.
I think it's the only way.
I continued to ask everyone I saw if they knew where the veterinary clinic was, but no one seemed to know. It was getting late and I was tired of looking for it, so I went back to my office and rested for a while.
Mr. Smith? Mr. Smith!
Are you here with my breakfast?
What are you doing? Sleeping on the job?
Oh, I guess I dozed
I
off.
can't believe this. You haven't done a single thing all day.
Well,
I called the police a few hours ago, and half the city police force was out at that veterinary clinic. They arrested the owners of the clinic and the pet shop across town, and you weren't even there.
But
what? Another one of your lame-brained excuses, no doubt.
But I searched for that clinic for hours. How did all those policemen find it so easily?
I can't believe it. You must be the most incompetent private investigator on the face of this earth. If you think I'm paying you for this case, you've got something else coming.
I have.
Good day, Mr. Smith, and good riddance.
Sometimes clients can be the strangest people of all. Mr. Wallace didn't give me enough time to work, to fully utilize the subtleties of my unique craft. He simply dropped the case in only one day for no conceivable reason. In a way, I was almost glad to see him drop the case. I didn't like the way he tried to do my job for me. Sure, everybody would like to be a private eye, but only a handful are clever enough to be worthy of the title. Following his exit from my office, I went to the veterinary clinic to pick up my cat. Much to my misunderstanding, the place was swarming with police officers. When I asked for my cat, some policeman rounded him up for me and then made me leave. On my way home, I realized something. I forgot to ask that veterinarian for the free service deal he had promised me. Darn it.
And that's Petty Thieves, an episode of the John Smith Private Eye radio show. I hope you enjoyed listening to it as much as I enjoyed producing it and performing in it. And hey, if you like radio drama as much as I do and you want to hear more of it, let me know in the comments wherever you happen to be listening or watching to this, if they let you make comments, because I got more where this came from and it might be fun to roll out some more of these on future episodes. I'll be back next week with a regular episode of Scott Dikkers Around. And until then, head over to Apple Podcasts and leave a nice review of this show. If you like what you hear, that's a big help to me. And until next week then, have a good night. Whatever time it might happen to be for you, let's just pretend it's night.